Whenever you think of Maldives, you always think that it's going to be very expensive. But trust me, it doesn't have to be expensive, and the trip can very well fit in the budget that you are looking at. You can check out this 2024 series of my Maldives travel, and also the trip that I did in 2022, which is there in the playlist of my YouTube channel. So Hanifaru Bay in Ba Atoll is the only place in the world where lot of mantas gather.
The closest island to Hanifaru Bay is Dharavandhoo, and this is Dharavandhoo. Look how tiny it is. It's literally just 3 kilometers in length. Half side is forest and half side is residence.
From March till November, because of the winds and the waves, they are formed in such a manner that there are a lot of planktons there which the mantas feed on. So that is the reason why you see a lot of mantas. Like, it's the biggest congregation in the world to see mantas, which is in Ba Atoll, here in Hanifaru Bay in Maldives. And what if I told you that you can DIY this trip, that too in just 2 simple steps? That is, one, book your Male Mumbai flight or wherever you are written, and secondly, get in touch with Blue World Dharavandhoo or any other resort to take care of everything else. In this video, I'm going to talk about how much this long weekend trip cost us, how much we paid for our accommodation, our meals, scuba diving experience, and manta snorkeling experience as well. Basically, I'm going to be covering all the costs, our itinerary, what we did day wise, and everything in detail, so make sure that you stay here. Also going to be talking about the currency that is accepted here, the food places, the eateries, the cafes that we went to in Dharavandhoo, and which we loved the most, our food review as well. Maldivian rupiah is the currency which is accepted here. Obviously, it's Maldives currency, but apart from that, another currency that is usually accepted is USD, in cash or by cards. Cards are also accepted everywhere. It's not that you are stuck with cash, but to be on a safer side, it's better that you carry USD. And even a cheaper alternative is to carry USD from your home country to save on the cost. After all the calculation that I've done over the past years, this is what I feel is the most feasible. So why did we come here the second time? Obviously to see mantas, and also people say that you can also spot whale sharks, but did we get lucky? We're going to find out at the end of the video. Kunal, my husband, wanted to get his advanced open water certification done as well for scuba diving. So that was the second reason why we came here, and we booked everything, our accommodation, flights, etc. I think almost 4 months before our trip, that is in August. So we booked it almost 4 months ago. We paid 7,500. I know it's a steal deal for our flights per person one way. We used our credit card points. So if you want to see a video on that, on how you can utilize your points to book your flight tickets, you can let me know and I'll make a video on that. 7,500 per person one way was our flight ticket to Maldives. There were no visa costs because for Indian passport holders, visas on arrival, and you have to fill a form which is called IMUGA. I'm going to just paste it on the screen, the website, and in the description box. This is as on 2024. So in 2022, when we were here back then, we had to fill IMUGA while we were flying back from Male to India. But this time is the other way around. Like, while you are landing in Male, you have to fill in the form. It's simple online form with basic details. I'm just going to show it here on the screen, and soft copy or screenshots will work. Mostly they'll not require it because during the immigration officer will have access to all the details that you filled from your passport number. We had booked Vistara, our return flight, from 15th August to 19th August. And from our experience in Vistara was great. The food was good. The meals are a part of the tickets that you purchase, so you don't have to pay extra for it. The meals were great. The water was given, but I just wish that the plastic bottle was not used. You can obviously carry a refillable bottle and refill it at the airport. After our flight, we reached in Malé airport, which is 3 hours from Mumbai to Malé. And everything was great in the flight. There was in-flight experience as well. And you could always keep a track of how far are you and where exactly are you flying on. So that was also a good experience. We filled in our Imuga details while we were just boarding our flight from Mumbai. So it'll literally take only 30 seconds. So you need not panic over it. But you're going to require this once you land in Malé. So considering the Wi-Fi options might be weak, we didn't have Wi-Fi in 2022, but now they have Wi-Fi here in Malé airport, and there were a lot of people who had not done their Imuga check-in, which and we could see a lot of people doing it there. So I think it shouldn't be that stressful. Once Imuga is done and during our immigration, the officer did not ask anything but one question, is that where we are staying, and I think he looked it up online called Blue World Dharavandhoo if it's a legit accommodation stay or not. So once he saw that, he also, I am presuming that he checked our details online after the QR code scanning, and that's it, we were good to go. He stamped our passports and we entered Maldives.
For uploading your passport's photo on Imuga's website, you might need to resize it, which you can do it online. Just Google search resize photo and that picture should be uploaded and accepted by Imuga. This is the immigration counter. You can see the queue. I think we spent around 15-20 minutes in the line. These are the 4 things that you need to have handy while doing your immigration in Maldives.
Flying to Dharavandhoo, you can also take a ferry, but because it's monsoon, August, September, it's peak monsoon in Maldives, there are chances that even the flight cancels and even the ferry cancels. So we nonetheless went ahead with the option of flight, and the ferry takes $55 per person one way. The flight takes $100 per person one way. So we went ahead with the option of flight. In case the flight cancels, Manta Air, the flight Manta Air gives a full refund of the flight. But in ferry, you do not get a full refund. Manta Air will take 30 minutes for you to travel from Malé to Dharavandhoo, the flight time, but you'll have to check in 2 hours, 1.5 hours to 2 hours prior to your check-in time. Whereas the ferry will take around 3 hours and there is no prior check-in required. And we landed around 1 or 2 p.m. Maldivian time, and our flight was around 6 p.m. So we decided to kill our time at the food court here in Maldives airport.
Just 50 meters from Maldives airport exit is the food court at the airport. The coffee club milkshakes are around 12 USD, and it is literally 50 or 100 meters once you exit. The airport is relatively small, so you will not have any issue in finding these places. I got this pizza for $14. There was only one vegetarian option available, and I really loved the pizza. You had beef, seafood, chicken, and all other possible meat options available. There's Burger King, ice cream, Thai food, 2 coffee clubs, etc.
There is Wi-Fi option available at the airport. which you can use for only 2 hours. And there are options for you to buy a SIM card at the airport, and you have 2 to 3 operators. You can just go to the kiosk and figure out which one works the best for you, because for how many days you are here, if you need internet, if you need calling, so this is going to be very subjective for everyone. For our case, I did not take a local SIM card this time, because last time when I had taken it, I had not used it at all. So I thought I didn't want to waste money because it was a little expensive as well. And this time my husband had done an international roaming, so I thought we'll be good to go. But why I think I should have taken a SIM card, I'm going to come to that story in a while. So stay tuned.
As soon as you take a right after exit from the airport, you walk straight for almost 30 seconds to 1 minute, and you will reach the domestic terminal. It's that close by. So we had to come 1.5 hours to 2 hours prior to our flight takeoff time for check-in and depositing our luggage in the flight. So this is the domestic terminal counter, so cute and tiny. Opposite this is a place where you can rest, because once you are done with your check-in, you have to go back to the terminal here 1 hour prior to your departure time. And this is the security check-in. Water is not allowed, so drink it or discard it before you enter. So tiny. I entered from there, walked in. These are the 4 gates that you see. You get a water refill station here, fill up your bottle again, and that's the free Wi-Fi sign. Use it here also. I think you can use it for a few hours. That's my passport and boarding pass for Manta Air. There's a washroom also. Our takeoff time was 5:15 p.m. but the time that they display on the screen is the same time as takeoff and boarding, because the flight is so small. And only our flight got delayed by 45 minutes, because we could see other flights on other gates of 5:45 p.m. etc., where people have started boarding and started taking off. But finally we got our chance after 30 to 45 minutes. I think we took off around 6 p.m. and this is the runway that you see. Hardly few planes with the fans on it. The seat letters are very weird here. It's A, C and FD. I don't know how does this make sense. We were given refreshing towels on the flight, tissues I mean, and we were given Mars bar while we were flying to Dharavandhoo, and a green apple with tissues. This is our landing. Look how close we are to the sea. The airport is literally 50 meters from the sea. And welcome to Dharavandhoo airport. That's it. That was just one plane and empty runway. This is the tiniest airport I've ever been to, and this is where our luggage was stored after it got deboarded from our flight, which was done manually by the staff. And this is us while coming back from Dharavandhoo to Male. After our security check-in, we entered at this waiting area, and there's just one toilet, so queue up, carry some food for yourself before, if you're going to get hungry. And this was around 5:30 in the morning. That's the sea, literally 100 meters from our runway. And that's me showing my boarding pass to the crew member and getting inside. You see how tiny the flight is. My head is almost touching the ceiling, and when I got up, I hurt my head on the luggage area. We got this chocolate while flying back and a green apple again. Coming back to us landing in Dharavandhoo, it says Mue Dharavandhoo, which in the Vehi means my Dharavandhoo. That's the airport where we came out of. I shot this the next day in daylight. That's me and my cycle. That's the Dharavandhoo sign. You come out and I can literally see my Blue World hotel right there. You see how close it is to the airport. You also have an ATM right beside the airport, that's here. There's second ATM at DFC.
So there are options when you choose your accommodation. You can either go ahead with a half board, that is breakfast plus either lunch or dinner, or full board, that is breakfast, lunch, dinner. We usually don't go ahead with this option because we like to explore other eateries in the place where we are at, and just in case which we do not like the food at the place we are at, this leaves room open to experiment other food and also not waste our money. So we chose dinner and breakfast, but we did not like the dinner where we are staying at. You can check out more accommodation options on booking.com. You can just add Dharavandhoo and you will get a list of options based on your budget. You can just check. So the cost is different. For Blue World Dharavandhoo, it was $110 including breakfast and dinner. But if you choose only breakfast and stay, it is going to be roughly around $70. So whenever I say dollars in this video, I mean US dollars, because that's the currency which is widely accepted here.
Few package options that you can speak to your resort is about: one, just to chill; second is only snorkeling, chilling and eating; third is probably if you want to do only fun dives; fourth option is if you want to do open water certification plus one fun dive to understand if you're comfortable with the water or not, and then continue to your open water certification, that is the first certification level. Fifth option is you doing both open water certification plus advanced scuba diving certification. So open water is also scuba diving certification, of course. Snorkeling does not require any certification, just you to be comfortable with the water. So I was lucky enough that in Fulidu, when I went in 2022, is I practiced snorkeling, and Mafu, our guide there, was very patient with me and made me very comfortable with water. So it depends, it's pretty subjective on how comfortable you are with water.
You can go ahead with the option of only fun dives, wherein they include 8 dives in the package, and food is up to you, plus stay and flights. So I directly contacted Blue World Dharavandhoo, who took care of my internal flights, my stay, because obviously they are staying, and PADI certification. They already are a PADI registered company, and yeah, Kunal got his package and reservations done with them. So everything was included. The only thing that I had to do was book Mumbai-Malé return flight. I am going to mention the list of things that I usually carry on my international travels. I'm going to paste it here, but few things that I would never forget on this trip is mosquito repellent. Thankfully, Blue World Dharavandhoo had a lot of mosquito repellent, and you would need them only when you are in the reception area. You wouldn't need it otherwise. The rooms are mosquito free, and let me show you a room tour now since we are discussing about it, and let me show you also how Blue World Dharavandhoo was. Thank you so much.
You have a locker, always use it for your belongings, passport, cash, and these towels that you can carry for all your dives and snorkeling. They'll give you more also, obviously, because you're going to be in water the entire time. There were no toothbrushes, toothpaste, tongue cleaner, so remember to carry your dental kit and comb from home. There were shampoos, conditioners and body washes. That's a speaker, very unique and fun. That's the outside of our room, and that's our room. It's called Anemone Fish, and that's Eagle Ray room. I love how they have taken care of these aesthetics. And the thatched roof, obviously there's no water leakage from it, so don't worry about it. This is the crab room. Everything looks so realistic. It literally looks like a crab. It's done so beautifully. How each room has its own animal attached to it, with lobster name and the same drawn and imbibed on the chairs outside, for the fish, the lobster, for the shark, and same way for Eagle Ray as well. So that's our room, and similar way they have this setting on the other side of their property as well. You walk out 50 meters and that's the reception area, where you have a TV, lot of books, lot of cycles where you can roam around the island. The island, by the way, is just 2 to 4 kilometers in size, and that's Faisal instructing open water diver with her that day's plans. And that's the paddy room as well. You come out and that's the airport where I'm pointing my fingers. It's literally 200 meters away. And this is the resort where I'm staying at, or a hotel, whatever you want to call it. It's absolutely gorgeous. And just look at the intricate details of the turtle that they have made on the door. It's beautiful. This is the paddy center inside, where they store all their equipments, the dry and wet suits, the cylinders, the masks, the fins, etc. You will be taken here a day prior to see your measurements and fittings, and accordingly they will be packing it the next day and keeping things ready on the boat for you. I'm going around cycling on the island, and the cycles are in excellent condition. This is the hospital here, which is much bigger than the one that I had seen in Fulidu. It is very spacious. They also have a medical store. Do also remember to buy your seasickness medicine while flying here, before flying here, or in case you've forgotten, Blue World Dharavandhoo will give it to you like how they gave it to me, or you can buy one from the medical store here on the island. This is near DFC, where you have these absolutely beautiful views of the Indian Ocean.
While you are going on your snorkel or dive trip, and if you want, carry your GoPro, the case. I rented my GoPro from this company called Backpacker, which I'm going to link it in the description box below as well, along with his phone number, in Mumbai. And Hero Black 10 cost me 500 rupees per day, which turned out to be a sweet deal. A refillable bottle, because there were no bottles in the room. You could refill them from the reception, which is hardly 5 meters from your room. And most important, most important is coral reef, coral friendly sunscreen, because the chemical used in sunscreen are very harmful for the marine life. Be ethical and be thoughtful about the world that you are going to leave behind for your children. Unfortunately, also we saw a lot of corals that were bleached on our snorkeling trip, which we found a healthier coral life in Fulidu while we were there. Just linking the links here of our Fulidu trip here. And also to give you a brief about Kunal's dives, he did 3 dives on day 1, 2 on day 2. It wasn't that exhausting for him, but of course he would have liked to have a day extra to space it out. He's pretty strong swimmer even when the currents are strong. So again, this becomes very subjective on how comfortable are you with the water and how great a swimmer you are. So he would have liked an extra day, but the 3rd day was enough for him to rest, considering the limitations that we have on a holiday, right? We try to smooch everything, but whatever happens, happens. So 3rd day we rested it out. and he was diving after almost a year. So he struggled a little bit with buoyancy, but other than that, he had fun. He finished his certification course, and to conclude this now, these are the charges that we paid. His advanced certification cost $430, including the pre-read material, the fins, the wetsuit, and all the equipments required for the certification. The stay was around $77 per night. You can also check out other options on the island for booking.com, where you'll have a lot of options with respect to budget. If you want a fancy ass hotel to stay in, it's called Kia. You'll get there. Also, if you want a B&B which is much cheaper than this, you'll have that also. The area is great. There is no tension with respect to insects, mosquitoes, or even the locals are also very friendly. So everything's great. So stay and food on an average, I think we spent around $15 USD for 2 people at Krill for one meal, and that was sufficient. We also carried a lot of food for ourselves because in between we need to snack, right? So we were carrying that. Remember to carry that. Carry your books if you want to read something, if you're going to have some free time.
These are the tentative prices that we paid and that was charged. Again, it will be subjective depending on what all you select. You can definitely get an estimate from them, which they'll do, and these are some other options just in case you do not want to scuba. There are plenty of things for you to do around the island.
So let me know if you have any more questions in the comments below, and I'll try to answer them.
Do remember to watch episode 2 and 3 of the same series of Hanifaru and Dharavandhoo Maldives.
And go hit that subscribe button right now. Bye.